Welcome, welcome to Getting Started on YouTube. This is the fourth, I believe, the fourth program in this series, editing your video. We started off with getting started on YouTube, setting up your YouTube channel. Then we went into designing your intro and outro video. And the last one was recording your YouTube video. So today we're gonna go into how you're gonna edit the video that you recorded. Thank you for joining us once again. Okay. My name is Ceresa Newsome. I am creative in residence here at the Ives Main Library. You can find me in the Tinker Lab at Ives Squared, Monday and Thursdays. Monday, my office hours are 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Thursdays, my office hours are from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. So you can set up an appointment with me to go over any creative projects that you are working on. I specialize in sewing, knitting, and crochet. I am creative. I love to make beyond sewing, knitting, and crocheting. And I am an entrepreneur. I launched my business, Endangered Stitches, LLC, during the pandemic, where I do offer sewing, knitting, and crochet courses. So today we are going to go over I think it's pretty much the basics. I was talking before we went live with Celeste. Celeste is joining us. She's one of the librarians that you will also find at the Ives Main Library. She's very resourceful, so she's going to be helping us.
Hello, everyone.
Program today. So if you have any questions, feel free to enter it in the chat, and we will take a pause to answer your question. So we'll go over the different software options. There are so many, but I try to focus on the free ones. So we don't always have to pay for things in order to get what we need. And the process that I use, different people use different processes. We'll go over the process that I use and some tips. And then we're gonna go into editing an actual video. Okay. So, yep. Okay, so Openshot. I know it's kind of odd. Pro editors might be cringing if they're watching this, that I listed Openshot first. Openshot is actually the editing software that I learned to edit on. And I think if I had the computer that I have now, it would have been a much smoother process, but I was using a very unpredictable, unreliable HP laptop when I was editing video. So it was very glitchy. I haven't tried it with my new computer, but I'm sure it will go a lot smoother. But I've learned to use Openshot. It has a lot of features. You can add your music, you can add titles. It's pretty advanced. You can do a lot with it, and it's free. So these are the different systems that you can use Openshot with: Linux, Mac, and Windows. Okay, so that's why I listed Openshot first. And before we get into the editing at the end, I'm actually going to show you the first video I've done. It's actually pretty long, so we're not going to watch the whole video, but I learned how to make videos more efficient as I went along and practiced. Okay. So another one that's pretty popular, I actually lied, because this is the first video editor that I've used in grad school. We used them for our presentations, and we made slideshow videos. So iMovie comes with your Apple devices. So if you have an iPhone, you have iMovie. If you have an iPad or a MacBook, you have iMovie, okay? So that's actually the software that I'm going to use today to edit the video. Yeah. And then there's a list of a lot of other video editors. We have Premiere Pro, and this is a program that you have access to if you come in. If you don't have it at home, you can come into the library and you can access Premiere Pro. We also have some programs every now and then. I don't know when the next one is, but we have programs where they teach you how to edit using Premiere Pro. So look into that if you want to go further into video editing. Final Cut Pro, and these are programs. Premiere Pro is an Adobe program, I believe. Final Cut Pro, VSDC Video Editor, DaVinci Resolve, Windows 10 Video Editor. So these are programs that I've seen a lot, like throughout my research, that people are using. So you got to figure out what features you want. If you want a paid video editor with advanced features, or if you want something that's free. Openshot and iMovie are free. If you want to have more advanced features, you can pay to get more advanced features for those programs. So, okay, so the process. So the first process when you're gonna edit a video, you want to upload all your media. So first you would put all your media into a folder that's accessible. You want to organize them on your desktop or your jump drive, your hard drive or whatever. And then you want to upload all of those pieces into your video editing software. Okay. So everything is there. Then you're going to add your assets. So you have your general video that you want to edit, but sometimes you want to add titles or other videos. You want to add some overlays. You want to add music. So those are things that you should upload as you're uploading your videos. Oh, I think I skipped it. Okay, there you go. I knew I skipped something. So you upload everything, and then you start to trim out the fat of your video. So while I'm talking here, it's being recorded, right? But we're not going to edit it. It's just a program we're going to upload. But if you want to fine tune the video, there's a lot of times I'm saying, or there's a pause or something. So you want to trim those things out because it adds time and empty space to your videos. And it could sometimes turn the viewer away. It can turn your viewer away if it's just like, they're just tired of hearing you saying and taking up too much time to explain something. So you want to trim out all those things in your process, your editing process. Then you'll add the assets. Once you trim that out, then you'll add your music, you'll add your overlays, any extra, if you want to do lower thirds, that's when you start adding things. And then also, if this is not a step, but I always like to save my work as I go, save different versions, because sometimes you're editing and you're in a groove and you got everything just perfect how you want, and then you can change one thing and sometimes you can't undo or go back. So it's good to save as you go, save different versions as you go, so that if you do make an error that you can't undo, you can easily go back to the last saved version that you have. So when you're done editing your video, you want to review it. You want to make sure that the music, if you have music that is not, it's lowered when it's supposed to be lowered, and it's not, I'm talking and then the music is blasting over my voice, right? So you want to make sure the music is at the level that it needs to be in the same and throughout. You want to make sure that if you have an overlay, that everything is placed where it needs to be, because sometimes while you're editing, it takes a long time. It could take a long time. And you can get, when you're into any project, any creative project, you can get lost in it. And sometimes you just need to step away or even have someone else review it and give you feedback on it to make sure that everything is good. Because I've uploaded some videos And it takes so long. Sometimes you don't even want to watch the whole thing because you're like, I'm done. I don't want to watch it. I'm just going to upload it and it's going to be done. But then you go back and look and you're like, oh, that part is blank. Like I uploaded a video and it was like blank for like a minute before it got to the other part. So you want to make sure you review it before you upload it. And then you export the video. So the exporting, sometimes we don't realize videos are huge files. So sometimes exporting, depending on how large the video is, it can take hours, it can take 30 minutes, it could take 5 minutes. So depending on the size of your file. So keep that in mind, because sometimes I like to procrastinate. Well, I don't like to, but sometimes it happens and you're working on a project last minute that's due at midnight and it's taking a couple hours to export. And then you also have to upload it and that's going to take time. So if it takes a time to export, it's probably going to take almost as long to upload. So just keep that in mind. So this part always comes so fast. Let's do it. So we're going to go into some editing, and please bear with me, okay? Because I am not a video editor. Okay, I'm just a creative person that loves to make and love to figure things out, right? And like I mentioned earlier, I learned this on my own. So I'm going to actually go and show you the video, my first video that I've edited and upload to YouTube. Since this is all about YouTube, I'm going to show you my video, just a snippet. Let me go.
This is so excited.
Thank you. I feel like I just shared a ton of information in such a short time. Okay, so the video is actually 43 minutes.
Same.
Okay, and let's see. Okay. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit so I don't bore you. Okay, so I speed it up 2 times and I'm going to share my screen.
How to sew, and I still hand sew to this day, even though I have sewing machines at home and I can easily put together things by machine, but there's some things that machine cannot do. So I learned to hand sew at a very young age. In high school, I was able to hone in on those skills where I
here I'm talking a lot.
I pinked along the edge with my pinking shears so that they do not fray. You also need a ruler. Those pinking shears to pink along the edge. If you do not have pinking shears, it's okay to cut with your fabric scissors. You will need fabric scissors.
So you see I had some transitions.
You will need a pencil.
It faded out a little bit.
You will need a few pins, should be handy. You may not use them, but it's always handy when you're working with fabrics. It helps manage
Let me
fabric.
scroll in a little bit more, see.
Okay, so you have one line here.
So it's very long. We're already 8 minutes in
So begin the running stitch,
and I'm still talking, but this is actually, let's see.
Spaces. You want to have
and I teach this in my sewing classes. So it's a good reference for my students, because I teach these 6 steps, these 6 stitches in all of my classes. So it's good to have that as a reference. If I was to do that video again, I would definitely break it up into 6 different videos, because that's 40 something minutes. No one's going to sit and watch that whole thing, right? All right, so I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to start. I recorded a video real quickly because I actually am going to start working on YouTube for my business. Because when I teach my sewing classes or, crochet classes, people still have questions or they want to have something to refer to, and I'm not going to be there every minute. So I want to have this channel as a resource to my clients. And so that's something I am working on. And of course, just like many of you, most likely, there's a fear of just starting, right? Just starting, just recording. You want to make sure you look good, before you're recording, and everything has to be perfect, but it doesn't, right? So this is actually, I'm getting as much out of this as you probably are as well. All right, so let me get organized here. I have a bunch of folders on my desktop, so I'm trying to clean it up a little bit. So, okay, CIR. Oh. Okay. So what I'm doing, and I can share with you, I'm getting my files together. I'm getting my files together on my desktop that I'm going to be using for the video. So the video that I recorded is in this folder. So here, video recording for YouTube. So I recorded 3 times. So it's a very short video. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to make a folder here. Folder, editing, and name it. You know, this is a good habit, you know, to keep your files organized. So I know I'm going to use this video. This is the last one that I recorded, so it's the better one. So can I drag it into my folder? Let's keep on. Okay, I'll just upload it from here. So I'm going to open iMovie. And can you see what I'm doing or no? You probably just see my share, right?
Yeah, we can see you. I mean,
Okay.
your share.
Oh. I'm gonna get iMovie open. Okay. 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 All right. So I'm going to create a new project, movie. And I'm going to import my media. So normally I would have everything organized in a folder and just import everything, but I don't want to take up too much time doing that with you. So I'm just going to go to the folder. I think it's here. Oh, I didn't upload it. So I'm going to go to here. All right. So here it is. And I'm going to upload that video, import it. And then I have some other videos that I've taken in some of my classes. I think I have it here that I might want to do as like an overlay. You know, sometimes you see a video and then you see like a short video image inserted on the side. So I want to do that, but I need to make sure that I have, make sure that I have that. Okay, so I'm not sure. Okay, so maybe like this one and this one. There's a few videos, so I'll upload all of them. Well, no, I don't want that one. I'll upload this one, import that one. And let me see, maybe my logo, import media. My logo. And for the logo, I want to make sure it's one without a background. So I'm going to import it. Okay. So I'm going to you're going to start and drop your main video into the work area. Okay. So I'm going to play it just so you all see what I recorded. So, and then you can kind of visualize the edits that I would need to make. And this is a very short 1-minute video. So it shouldn't take too long, but in the editing process, you can kind of build it up a little bit. So I'm gonna play it. And I actually recorded this at the library. Oh, I don't know did I put the sound on? Can you hear the video?
No,
And see when I
we,
start
we
talking.
cannot hear the sound.
Okay. Okay.
Now we can. I mean, I hear the background.
Hello, thank you for joining our YouTube channel. My name is Ceresa Newsome, and I am owner and stitch coach here at Endangered Stitches LLC. Here, you'll find stitch tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you along in your stitch journey. If you like what you see here, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, please follow us on Instagram and like our Facebook page. Okay, so that's not the best recording, okay? There are a lot of pauses because, like I mentioned in our last program for recording your video, if you have like a lot to say, you want to kind of break it up in chunks. So I paused it because I know that there's opportunity for me to go in and edit and make that a little bit more seamless. I also use a teleprompter app, but something like this, I can just memorize and make it more natural. Okay. So I know it's not the best recording. But for the purpose of this, you can probably see how much editing. This video is going to definitely be less than a minute. Okay. So I'm going to go back, and then you want to know what your shortcuts are. So to trim, to split your video, shortcut on the MacBook is Command B. So I will go back. There's a lot of going back and forth. Usually I put on headphones so you can hear it better. And I just go in and just zone out. Also, if you're going to add music to your video, I would recommend playing the music. And we talked about also copyright music, right? So you want to use music that's not copyrighted so that you don't get a ban from YouTube for using people's music that you don't have the rights to. So you want to listen to your music while you're editing, because sometimes there's a rhythm that you get and you can really, it'll help you in the process. All right, so let me play. So all this time I'm setting up, I'm looking to make sure. I'm going to cut this part out. So I'm going to go to the part, and then I take a little breath. Okay.
Hello, thank you for joining.
So
our
just
YouTube
before
channel.
that,
My name is Ceresa.
I'm going to just cut all of that out. I'm going to move until I just see that I'm about to start talking. Okay, and I click and I'm gonna do Command B, and it's gonna cut it. So I don't need this, so I'm actually going to just delete it. I just press delete on my keyboard.
Nice. So easy.
Yeah.
Hello, thank
So
you
now-
for joining our YouTube channel. My name is Ceresa Newsome, and I am owner and stitch coach here at Endangered Stitches LLC.
Okay, so I paused there, so I'm gonna cut it again. Oops, did I do that? Okay, here, I'm gonna cut it again. So I can do a transition there, or I can insert something, a picture or something there if I want it, but I know I don't need that dead space. So I'm gonna keep on going.
Here.
Okay, so I know when my lips start moving, that's when I started talking. So I'm gonna go just before that. and cut again. And I tend to make a lot of funny facial expressions. So I also try to cut it in a space where my face is not looking funny, making funny expressions. And I cut that out.
Here, you'll find stitch tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you along in your stitch journey.
Okay, I'm gonna cut there. So remember that first step, you add your media and you're gonna trim. So right now we're just trimming out all the extra stuff that we don't need.
If If you like what you see here, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, please follow us on Instagram and like our Facebook page.
I think that's it. I think that's it. So I'm gonna delete that last part. Okay. So I just have 3 short
Hello,
videos.
thank you for joining our
26
YouTube
seconds.
channel. My name is Ceresa Newsome and I am owner and stitch coach here at Endangered Stitches LLC. Here, you'll find stitch tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you along in your stitch journey.
Hi, Jennifer.
If you like what you see here, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, please follow us on Instagram and like our Facebook page.
So you see how seamless that is now after I cut out all the extra stuff. So now we're gonna add some extra stuff, the stuff that we want, right? So I have my logo. I think, okay, so we can add an overlay. So you would just drag your image that you want and put the section that you want it in. And then you're going to change it here. So right now it's cutaway, but we want to put picture in picture. So you're gonna go, here is what's highlighted, these 2 little squares. It's a solid square and then one with an outline. There's the video overlay settings. And then you go here to this drop down. It's currently at cutaway. So we want to change that to picture in picture because we want our logo inside that picture. Okay, so now you see the logo is now in the corner. So we're gonna open it up. Whoa. Oh, so we have to go to crop and go to fit. Okay. And go back to overlay. So now you see my logo. And I actually wanted to appear maybe in the upper left corner. So I'm just going to move that. So if you have any questions or if this is not clear for you, just let me know. So I want it to be there for the duration of the video. So I'm just going to slide that so it stays there. Okay.
Thank you for joining our YouTube
That's something
channel.
easy.
My name is Ceresa Newsome and I am
Okay, so also I'm introducing myself, but I only introduce myself once. So I want in the lower third to have my name and possibly, you know, my business name, right? So you're gonna add it's the titles. Okay, so they have all these different styles here that you can choose from that's already there. You can also create your own. I am a big fan of Canva. If you've been to any of my programs, you know I love Canva. And I design in Illustrator and Photoshop, but Canva just makes it easier for everyone. So I want to do a lower third. So I'm going to add a lower third title. I'm going to click it here and it pops right up. So I'm just going to say my name, Ceresa Newsome. Or maybe, yeah, so I'll do that. That's easy. Let's see. No, we want you to go all the way here.
Hello, thank you for joining our YouTube channel. My name is Ceresa Newsome, and I am owner and stitch coach here at Endangered Stitches.
So you see how that just adds something extra to it? It's really nice. And it did a dissolve transition. Okay, so I have that. And then I wanted
Stitches
to add,
LLC. Here, you'll find stitch tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you along in your stitch journey.
okay, so probably there is where I want to add this little video that I took in one of my sewing classes. So it's just a random video, but for the purpose of showing you, we're going to add a little video. So here I'm going to add that. So I want to do it as an overlay. Okay, so I'm going to do it as an overlay. So I'm going to go to overlay. So right now it has a cutaway, but so I'm going to do it as well, picture in picture. Okay, so you see it resized again, and I'm going to just put it over here and resize it, make it a little bigger. Maybe here. All right, let's see how that works. So also while you're editing, there's layers or tracks. So you have a layer for your main video, and then your overlays will go on another layer, and then your audio will go. So whatever you put on top is what's gonna show in front, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to play it back and see how.
Hello, thank you for joining our YouTube channel. My name is Ceresa Newsome, and I am owner and stitch coach here at Endangered Stitches LLC. Here, you'll find stitch tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you along in your stitch journey. If you like what you see here, please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Okay, so I added the video, and the video has sound. So I need to go and make sure that the video sound is on 0, because you don't want to hear that noise while you're recording, while you're speaking. So let's see. Now it's okay, detach. I thought there was a different option, but let's say detach audio. Okay, and then I can just delete the audio for that. So there's many ways to skin a cat.
Hello, thank you for joining our YouTube channel. My name is Ceresa Newsome, and I am owner and stitch coach here at Endangered Stitches LLC. Here, you'll find stitch tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you along in your stitch journey. If you like what you see here, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, please.
Okay, so I think it looks good. It's coming along. I do want that video to stay up a little longer, so I'm just gonna expand it a little bit more. Okay. So I'm gonna do that. And we don't have to watch it again. So you realize also, so all I did was make the cuts. I split the video, and it automatically made a transition. So it just goes from one to the next. So it doesn't, you can't really tell that I cut out the dead space. You can also add other transitions. You can add like, here they are here. You can add spin outs, fade to white, fade to black, blurs, wipe ups, wipe down. So these are all the different transitions that you can do. I'm gonna just add a spin out just to see for the sake of that. So we're gonna add it right in the middle there.
If you like what you see here, please don't forget. If you like what you see here, Please don't forget to like and subscribe.
And also,
Tricks
so
and tutorials to help you along in your stitch journey. If you like what you see here,
that's
please
cool.
don't
So you
forget
get
to like and subscribe.
some different effects.
Also,
So also in our previous programs, in the YouTube series, we created an intro video and we created an outro video. So this is actually where you would include those in your editing. This is where you would add them to your video. So I will actually look to see if I can find the ones that we did and add those. So let me stop share. So do we have any questions?
I don't
I
see
stopped-
anything in the
Yeah, I
chat.
stopped my screen. I stopped sharing because I'm going to go into my folders to see if I find those videos. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I don't see anything in the chat. But Fern or April, if you want, you can unmute yourself and ask any questions you want.
Yeah.
If you need me to unmute you, I can also do that.
Okay. Where is it? Intro and outro.
Fern asks how you can access iMovie when you're not on your phone.
Oh, so it's just an app. You can download it from the app store on your device.
I missed the first half. I was in another meeting. Does it work on Android too, or just iPhones?
It's a Mac, yeah, iOS and OS, Mac OS, yeah. Mhm. Yeah. And it's free. It comes with every Mac device or Apple device. Is this
Do you have any
I'm-
suggestions for people not using Macs?
Openshot? That's the one. I don't know if you were here.
Probably not.
That's the one. Oh, that was your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the one I actually learned
Okay.
how to edit on. It's pretty comparable. It has all the features. I share that when I started, it was not on a Mac and it was on a pretty crappy PC. So it was very glitchy, but I can imagine if I was working on a better computer, it would have been a better process. But I've done all my videos on Openshot. I've
Okay.
used iMovie only for slideshow presentations, but now that I have my MacBook, I'll be using it for my videos.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look. I thought, let me see. I'm not gonna keep everyone too long, but I wanted to bring those in and I should have been more organized. Intro and outro. I would think it's in my CIR. Oh, here it is. Okay. So CIR. So I found the outro. Let's see. Okay. I think this can be, okay. I found them. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share again. Okay, so I found the intro. I think it's the intro and the outro that we created in the previous program. So I'm just going to drop that in. And those already have music. I think at least the intro has music on it. So I'm going to, and it doesn't really correlate to the content that I recorded. It's just use your imagination. Because, you know, I recorded this and I stated my business name, but the intro and outro I did was specifically CIR, but it was just for the purpose of demonstrating. So I added my intro video that we created and then my outro. These were both, if you missed the programs, they were created in Canva. Okay, and I think they might both have music. Let's see how they all mesh together. And it's only less than a minute video.
Hello, thank you for joining our YouTube channel. My name is Ceresa Newsome, and I am owner and stitch coach here at Endangered Stitches LLC. Here, you'll find stitch tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you along in your stitch journey. If you like what you see here, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, please follow us on Instagram and like our Facebook page.
Oh, I'm excited because I really haven't seen those since I made them, and I think it looks pretty cool. Like you can really get creative. So the last thing I'm gonna do is add music, which I've shared before in a previous program, how to add music. And usually I go to YouTube has an audio library. That's where I get my music from. We know it's non-copyright music. You can use it without, any repercussions. And there's a lot of other sources for music, but I just go to audio library. They have a lot of instrumentals. They have some with lyrics, music on top, lyrics, I guess, on top. So I'm just gonna go and find something. I can probably just use the music that I have on this video. I think I still have it in my folder. Let me look and see. And then you just export. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's there, Smokey's Lounge track. So I'm gonna add Smokey's Lounge track. It's here. Okay, so this is the audio, and I'm just gonna drop it here under. And it's already in the intro, so I don't need to have it in the intro. And the outro has its music as already. So I'm just going to cut it down to just, what am I doing? I'm just gonna cut it down to where I can just end it here and clip it. Command B to clip, and then you can just remove the rest. But sometimes you want to listen to your music and figure out what's a good section to start and end it as well. It's not as simple as just clipping it. So I'm going to lower the audio level. Okay, so usually if you're speaking on a video, and also, you can do your research and see what people in your industry are doing on YouTube, right? You don't have to add music, but I'm just sharing as an option in case you do want to. Not everyone has music on their videos. And generally, if you're speaking on a video, you don't want to have music that's distracting. And if you do have music, you want it to be pretty low where it's just kind of background noise. You can't really hear it. So I just adjusted it to 2 or 3% to see how that sounds. And then you also should do transitions at the beginning, at the end. You want to do like maybe a fade out. It'll probably be an audio transition where and there's also sound effects too. We didn't get into that, but you can add sound effects. But let me stay focused. So we're going to see how the music sounds. And then maybe I'll go into a sound effect for this overlay. When it pops up, maybe we can add a sound effect for that. This is it's such a creative process. Like you can just really go as far as you want or keep it as simple as you'd like. All right, so let's see.
Hello, thank you for joining our YouTube channel. My name is Ceresa Newsome, and I am owner and stitch coach here at Endangered Stitches LLC.
So you still hear the music, and I think it's a little too loud. I probably put 1% and see how that sounds.
Here, you'll find stitch tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you along in your stitch journey.
So
If
you
you
hear
like
it?
what you see here, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, please follow us on Instagram and like our Facebook page.
Okay, so you hear the music in the background, and then it gets louder for the outro, because I'm not speaking, and it's kind of like a thank you for watching, enjoy the music. So, but for this overlay, I'm gonna add I haven't done sound effects, so this is actually going to be the first time, but I'm just going to show you how easy it is. So when this video pops up here in the lower right hand corner, we want to maybe have a sound effect when it comes up. So let's see, golf hit. Okay, that's good. There's golf hits, there's, that's funny. Let's use the golf hit. Let's see the second one. Okay, let's use the third one, and we'll just add it here. And then again here. So I'm just lining it up with the ending and the beginning. So it goes on just in time, the right time, and we'll see. So I'm just going to back this up a little bit so we see how that look.
Tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you along in your stitch journey. If you like what you see here,
It's kinda
please
weird.
don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, please follow us on Instagram and like our Facebook page.
All right, so that's it. That's how you edit your video. We've turned a little simple video into something great. Are there any questions?
I don't see anything in the chat. But I did have some. Oh, wait, there is a question. Overlays, are those from previous videos or pictures? I think those are pictures mostly, right? Or can you
Yeah, so the overlays, you can do whatever you want. You can do pictures or you can do videos. So I recorded some videos while I was teaching a class, and this might be something that I want to include in one of my videos. So I just made sure I imported that, and I just dropped it in here. So, and then my image, my logo is an image. So I use that just as like an overlay without a background. But you can also, there are videos. What did I do? There are images like you can use here, and you can just pull it in, or you can go to Canva and get images, or whatever images you can drop in, images, videos. Hopefully, did that answer your question?
Fern says thank you.
You're
And I had a couple questions that's tangentially related. So you've edited your video and you're going to upload it on to YouTube. People will say like, oh, there's tags or there's up in the box here. Can you talk a little bit about what those are and how to use those effectively?
Yeah, so it's and it helps your user find your video. So you want to be creative. There are, you want to use the basic tags depending on your industry. For me, I teach sewing, knitting, and crocheting. So of course you want to have sewing, knitting, and crocheting, or you want to, if it's something specific for beginners, beginners knitting. So just like how you would do like hashtags on social media, it's kind of the same idea. You want to kind of get creative and think out of the box as well. It's not necessarily just your industry, but also think about what other things your audience is interested in. So you would want to include that just to draw them as well. So maybe it's not knitting and sewing, but you know, it's a DIY thing. My customer likes to make things on their own. So maybe it's not knitting and sewing or crocheting, but it's a DIY thing, or makers, or create, you know, creative words like that. So yeah, that's a good question. Also, so I'm still not sure if I'm going to do another one, but I think also the next step is designing your thumbnail for your YouTube video. So so I'm going to export this. So you just go up to the share screen and export file. And I'm gonna save it in my CIR. Okay, so I'm just gonna save it there. And so when you export it, you're going to go to YouTube to upload it. And YouTube automatically selects a portion of your, let me stop share as well. So YouTube automatically selects a portion of your video as a thumbnail, but it's not always the most attractive portion. You know, it may not be the most audience grabbing thing, right? So you should create your own thumbnails. So that's something also where you would go in and look and see what people are doing, you know. So that's where I would use Canva again and do a screenshot of a portion of your video, or you can even outside of your video have a shoot, you know, take your camera after you're done with your video or before you're done with your video and take a photo. If I'm doing a video introducing my business, I have, you know, knit and crochet stuff. Maybe I take a picture, a silly picture of me holding a thing like this. This is not a part of my video, but I may take a silly picture like this and then have the caption, the title here in like some nice font that when I look on YouTube and I search crochet videos and I see this girl with this cool bright color yarn and this catchy title, and then you can upload that to as your thumbnail for YouTube. So that's something that I learned along the way as well. But look and see what people are doing. Look and see when you're going on YouTube, what catches your eye. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, thank you so much for doing this series. If you decide to do another one, I'll just thank you again for doing the series. This has been really great. The videos are slowly but surely making their way up onto the I've Squared YouTube channel, which does not follow all of these fun rules because we just throw our logo at the front and the back. But that's more for storage. So they're all there. And they are on Facebook. They haven't gone anywhere. So you can feel free to follow up on the ones that you've missed. Go back and rewatch things. And as always, you can contact Ceresa for meetings during her office hours, and she'd be more than happy to help you if you had any other further questions. So if nobody else has anything else, I'm just going to quick check on Facebook and make sure that there were no questions in the comments. And then I don't think there were.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was
I have a lot more videos to do. So.
No, there are no questions in the comments of Facebook. So, there's another. Fern said thank you and that you were very helpful.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, Fern. I'm glad you had fun and I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, I am going to let you go and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.